Cover Journal starting now. Your weekly news with Nori Jones, international reporter.
Welcome to PurperTube. You sent us a really fascinating collection of recent cat discoveries, and we've been digging deep.
We certainly have.
Our mission today is basically to unpack everything from, why some cats are orange to their secret emotional lives, what breeds are popular right now, the state of feline health.
And even how things like environmental pollution are impacting them. It's quite a range.
Exactly. Think of it as the ultimate cheat sheet to understanding the latest buzz in the feline world.
That's right. We're sorting through the science and the reports to pull out the most interesting bits, the stuff that's really relevant.
And hopefully connect it all back to you and, your own cats.
Precisely.
Okay, let's kick things off with a question that I think, almost every cat person has probably wondered about. Why that bright orange fur?
Ah, yes. The ginger enigma.
Well, it seems a new study in Current Biology has actually cracked this genetic code. It boils down to a specific missing piece on the X chromosome.
Yeah, they've pinpointed to something called the ARHGP36 gene locus. It's quite specific.
And what's really neat, apparently, is that this wasn't just like a guess. They found the actual mechanism.
Right. It's like, think of genes as instructions, right? This study found a missing instruction, a deletion, at a specific spot on the X chromosome.
The ARHGAP36 address.
Exactly. And this missing bit, it surprisingly tells the pigment cells, okay, make orange instead of other colors.
And it's unique to domestic cats.
That's what the study says.
Yeah.
It's a genetic quirk just for them, which is fascinating from an evolutionary standpoint.
It really is. It's been one of those, long-standing mysteries. And it might not just be about the coat color, right? The study hints this could be linked to other things.
Potentially, yeah. Other traits, maybe even health stuff down the line. It's early days for that, but it opens doors.
Certainly makes you think about targeted breeding for specific orange shades, maybe.
It could, yeah. And it just makes you appreciate the sheer diversity and, the hidden genetic stories behind even common traits.
Totally. It gives us these fundamental insights into their biology.
Definitely. How their genes shape who they are.
Okay, so shifting gears now from their genes to their feelings.
The emotional lives of cats.
Right. A study in applied animal behavior science looked into how cats actually bond with us, and, it turns out they have attachment styles.
Yes, secure, anxious, and avoidant. It sounds a bit like human psychology, doesn't it?
It really does. How did they figure these out?
Well, through behavior mostly. So the securely attached cats, they're the ones who greet you enthusiastically, rub against your legs.
The happy to see you crew.
Exactly. They seek affection, and they calm down pretty quickly after you've been gone. And interestingly, they found higher oxytocin levels in them.
The love hormone. That makes sense.
It does. It points to a strong social bond.
Okay, so what about the anxious ones? I feel like we all know a cat like this.
Yeah, the anxious cats might show more problematic behaviors. Maybe being frantic when left alone or overly clingy, sometimes destructive even. Their stress hormones can fluctuate a lot.
Right, the sort of Velcro cats who get a bit stressed.
And then the avoidant types are, more independent.
The loose ones.
Kind of. They might ignore owners, seem less interested in social interaction, prefer their own space.
So what does this all mean for us as owners?
Well, the researchers really stress creating a positive and, importantly, predictable environment.
Like routines.
Yeah, predictable routines, gentle handling, regular playtime. These things seem really key for helping cats feel secure.
It suggests maybe some bad behaviors aren't just quirks, but could stem from insecurity.
That's a strong possibility, according to this study. It's a good reminder that, how we interact really matters to their emotional state.
Definitely something to keep in mind. Okay, on a bit of a cheerier note, let's talk popularity.
Breed trends.
Yeah. The Cat Fanciers Association just crowned the Maine Coon the most popular pedigreed breed for 2025.
The gentle giants. No huge surprise there, they're magnificent.
They really are. And it's easy to see why, isn't it? Big, fluffy.
And that personality. They're known for being so friendly, quite sociable, really intelligent. People often say they're almost dog-like.
Dog-like is spot on. I've heard stories of them following owners around, even learning tricks.
They absolutely do. Plus, they generally have a reputation for being quite hardy and healthy, which is a big plus.
And there's that sort of romantic backstory, isn't there? The link to seafaring cats.
Yeah, that potential historical connection just adds to their allure, I think.
So if someone's thinking about getting a Maine Coon, what should they know?
Well, they do need space, obviously. And grooming that luxurious coat needs regular attention to avoid mats.
Right, not low maintenance in the fur department.
Definitely not. And plenty of interactive play. They're smart, they need stimulation, they won't just sleep all day.
Good advice. Okay, let's zoom out a bit now. Look at the bigger picture of cat health globally.
Right, the first World of the Cat report for 2025.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it paints a slightly complex picture, doesn't it? Cat ownership is booming, especially in places like China and the US.
Which is great to see.
But it seems feline medicine is maybe lagging a bit behind canine care, particularly with vet visits.
That's one of the key findings, and it is a bit concerning. The report found only about 40% of cat owners take their cats for annual checkups.
Compared to over 80% for dogs. Wow.
Yeah, it's a big gap. They suggest a few reasons. Maybe the perception that cats are low maintenance or self-sufficient.
The stress of getting them to the vet definitely plays a role for some.
Absolutely, that's a big one. And also, historically, just less feline-specific research compared to dogs.
That lack of research feels important. The report really pushes for prioritizing regular checkups, doesn't it? Even if the cat seems fine.
Strongly. Preventive care, early intervention, catching things early is crucial.
And what are the top health issues they identify?
Things like gastrointestinal problems, dental disease, very common, urinary tract issues, obesity is a big one, and also those behavioral concerns we touched on earlier.
So the takeaway is more cat-friendly clinics, more research.
Exactly. And for owners listening, it really underscores being proactive. Don't wait for obvious signs of illness. Those annual visits can make a real difference.
Okay, this next finding is, it's quite unsettling.
The microplastics one.
Yeah, a study detected microplastic particles, tiny ones in the placentas, and even the fetuses of pregnant cats.
And this was in both urban and rural settings, which is significant. It shows how widespread this is.
It's sobering to think these plastics can cross biological barriers like the placenta.
It really is. And the big worry is what this means for the developing kittens. We know from studies in other animals that microplastics can cause inflammation, mess with hormones, weaken the immune system.
So finding them in unborn kittens raises serious questions about their long-term health.
Definitely. About their development, their health right from the start. It's concerning.
It brings the whole plastic pollution issue right home, doesn't it?
It does. And the study adds weight to calls for, stricter regulations on plastic waste and definitely more research into where these plastics are coming from and their precise effects.
And for us as owners, what can we do?
Well, it's a prompt to think about our own plastic use, for sure. Choosing different bowls, toys, maybe food packaging where possible. But it also highlights this bigger connection.
Environmental health and animal health being linked.
Absolutely. Our actions have these wider ripple effects. It's a powerful reminder.
Okay, let's pivot to something a bit brighter. Therapy cats.
Yes. Some fascinating new research in frontiers in veterinary science.
We usually think of dogs for therapy work, but this highlights the potential of cats.
Exactly. It seems certain cats have just the right temperament. The research points to cats that are really social, enjoy attention, and are very tolerant of handling by strangers.
Makes sense. A calm, purring cat could be incredibly soothing.
Absolutely. And maybe less intimidating than a dog for some people, or better for those with allergies.
So what are the benefits they bring?
That calm presence, the gentle purring. It can lower stress, provide comfort. It's particularly good in settings where a dog might be too boisterous.
But not every cat is cut out for it, right?
Oh, definitely not. Careful selection is key, plus proper training and ongoing support for the cat. But there are growing numbers of programs successfully using therapy cats.
It's lovely. Maybe inspires people to think about their own cat's potential.
It could. It shows the diverse ways animals enrich our lives and offer therapeutic support. It's great to see cats getting recognized for their unique strengths here.
Okay, another area of research scientists are investigating a newly discovered virus in cats.
Yes, one that's similar to hepatitis B in humans.
And they're looking at a possible link to liver cancer, hepatocellular carcinoma.
That's right, which is unfortunately the most common type of liver cancer in cats. This international team is trying to figure out if this virus plays a role.
What have they found so far?
Well, they've detected the virus in about 25%, quarter of cats diagnosed with this specific liver cancer.
Which suggests a connection.
It suggests a potential connection, yes. But, and this is really important, they're still investigating if it's a direct cause. It's not proven yet.
And unlike human Hep B, there's no vaccine or treatment for this in cats currently.
Not specifically for this virus, no. That's part of why the research is so vital. They're doing deep dives into genetic sequencing, tracking how it spreads.
So for cat owners listening, what's the main takeaway for now?
Again, it really reinforces the importance of regular vet checkups and being vigilant for any subtle signs of liver problems, changes in appetite, weight loss, jaundice. Early detection is always key.
And this research could have wider implications too.
Potentially, yes. Understanding virus-cancer links in one species can often shed light on similar processes in others, including humans. It's comparative medicine.
Interesting. Okay, and finally, let's touch on National Cat Health Month, which is back in February.
Right, a good reminder moment.
The focus this year was very much on proactive care, wasn't it? Especially since cats are living longer, maybe dealing with more chronic conditions.
Exactly. The key messages were all about those fundamentals. Regular vet exams, a balanced diet, dental care, often overlooked, and ensuring they get enough exercise and enrichment.
It circles back to what we were saying earlier about vet visits, even for indoor cats.
Absolutely crucial. Cats are masters of hiding illness. Those checkups are our best chance to catch things early before they become serious.
And owners should watch for those subtle changes. Behavior, habits.
Definitely. Any shift from their normal routine could be an early warning sign that something's up.
It's a good reinforcement that caring for a cat is, well, an ongoing commitment. Rewarding, but it requires attention.
It really is. It's about actively managing their health and well-being throughout their lives.
So wow, quite a tour through recent feline findings.
It really shows how vibrant the research is, doesn't it? Giving us new perspectives on everything from their basic genetics to their complex emotional lives.
And even how vulnerable they are to things like environmental pollution.
Exactly. We've really only scratched the surface here today, but hopefully this deep dive has offered some valuable takeaways.
And maybe spark some more curiosity.
Hopefully. So thinking about everything we've covered, what stands out most to you? Are there questions still buzzing around?
It's definitely just the start of the conversation. We really encourage you to maybe look into these topics more, or perhaps just observe your own cats with a slightly different perspective now.
But the more we understand, the better we can care for them and really appreciate that unique bond we share.
Absolutely. So here's a final thought to leave you with. Thinking about that discovery of microplastics reaching unborn kittens. What broader responsibilities do we have, do you think, in protecting our pets from these environmental pollutants?
That's a big question. And maybe what small changes in our own daily lives could actually start to make a difference for them and for the wider environment.